Hello there, everybody in the YouTube world. We about to show y'all, me and my cuz, about to put together this PC. We got the Ryzen 1700 build. We're gonna be using the Vega 56 graphics card. The B350 Prime. We got the EVGA 700B.
80 plus.
80 plus, baby. We got the Barracuda 2TB SATA drive.
Quick little tip when building a PC, if you don't have an anti-static band, what you want to do is touch the chassis of the PC that you're going to build, so that when you touch the motherboard or any other sensitive part, you don't have any static buildup. Quick little tip. First thing we're going to do is going to start with the motherboard. We're going to put all the main components on the motherboard before we put it into the case. So you're going to take the motherboard out of the package, the anti-static wrap. Make sure it's in cable. You got your drivers and stuff in there. Remember, get your drivers from the website. These are old drivers. You want new drivers, go to the website. This motherboard is an ASUS, so you're going to go to HWLRADIO.COM. Alright, so what you want to do is you want to take the motherboard outside of the bag. Do not sit the motherboard on the bag. The bag is made to keep static from getting in, not getting out. Okay, motherboard out, the bag somewhere else. Put the motherboard back on the box. Alright. Here's where you want to do whatever you want to do. We're going to do the RAM first, but it's safe to do the chip first. So, processor. So we're going to do the motherboard. We're going to do the CPU first. With the Ryzen system, you got to actually take off the bracket for the heatsink or your fan, because this comes with its own bracket that doesn't fit like that. So we're gonna do that, but for the most part you will just pop the lever. There's an arrow on here, there's an arrow on your CPU. You want to match those up and put the CPU in there. So you're going to find the golden arrow, golden triangle. And you're going to match that up on the motherboard to wherever you see a triangle at. That is usually a triangle going to be on here, or it might be on the side. So the golden triangle matches up with this triangle right here in the corner of the motherboard. It's hard to see, but there's going to be a triangle there. They're not just going to put out a motherboard so you can mess up your processor. They don't want to get sued. They don't want them problems. Alright, so then you want to take it with the AMD system. There's pins on the chip, so you want to be careful with the pins. You don't want to touch these pins, okay? You just want to go line it up and drop it in, like such. You should just go in there flush, just like that. No pressure, no nothing. It's locked in there. All right. Keep it sticky. You might want to put that on your case. You know what I'm saying? Make it look legit. So now, what we got to do is, because We got the cooler that comes with the CPU. It doesn't use this bracket, so we actually have to take this bracket out. So you want to take a screwdriver and a screw it. And then we'll put the cooler on there. We got a cooler right there. It's got its thermal paste and everything on it already. I want to see like the AMD logo on top of this processor, but you can't. So you gotta think of a way for it to look okay. So I like to have it about away from the RAM. Lock it in. Do a cross pattern so it'll be more even. You gotta find on the motherboard. It's gonna say CPU fan header. And you have to find that because this is where this plug goes. So you can as you see, there's a CPU fan right here. There's a fan header here. There's also another fan header over here. But you want to look how it says on there. So you got CPU fan. Oh, you can't see. Alright. So right here on this white fan header right here, below it says CPU fan. That's where you want to plug this into. There's a fan header here, and there's another one right here. But you want to go to the one that says CPU fan header. Alright. There's only one way this plug is going to go in there without being forced. So, just put it in there the right way the first time. Boom. Alright. Next, the RAM. We got some Viper right here. This is Patriot, 16 gigabits. Because this is a Ryzen system, it's preferred to have dual channel, which is 2 DIMM slots with memory. So this is a 2 8 gig kit, which is 16 gigs of memory. DDR4. Alright. Got that. Alright. Side note, before you put the RAM in there, you need to find out which DIMMs are the first DIMM. So if you look on the motherboard, it's usually going to be on the motherboard somewhere it says DIMM 1. So this is DIMM A1, this first DIMM. So it's going to be black, then another black one. Don't put them side by side. So it's not going to be black and gray. It's going to be black and then another black one. So you're going to be skipping. Sometimes the first DIMM is down here, then goes that way, away from the CPU. But this motherboard has it where it's the first DIMM by the CPU and goes down. Alright, so when you put in the RAM, what you want to do is this notch in the middle, DDR4 is really not a problem with it. You want to get this notch lined up. So when you press it in, you can just go straight down with the RAM. You pop it in and then clip it in, it's locked in. It's pretty much how you put RAM in. Remember, dual channel. So we'll take it, keep it lined in as much as possible. Pop, pop, RAM, done. Like that. It's gonna be the case.
So you said now it's ready for the case. All right, what is this right here?
I/O shield. So every motherboard comes with an I/O shield. You need to have this installed in the case before you put the motherboard in the case. There's a couple things you gotta do before you put the motherboard in the case. First thing, you need to locate standoffs in the case. Some cases come without them. Some cases already has them installed. This one has them installed already. But basically, standoffs would be where the screw holes are on the motherboard. So you got screw holes in the motherboard in a certain pattern. Wherever those screw holes are, that's what you will put a standoff at in the case. But since this case already has them in the right spots, you don't got to worry about that. But y'all got to worry about putting the IO shield in. This is what protects stuff from getting in, big stuff getting into the back of the case, and it lets you know what is what by the little markings on it too. Those who don't know what stuff is, it's like, yeah, you don't want nobody to take an HDMI port and try to put a USB in it. Like, hey, plug this into the HDMI. But
for those who don't know.
alright, so what you want to do is have it where you can read it, and then you want to go and put it where the IO should go. And down here, where this hole is. And you will put it in there. You also want to check to make sure that this lines up with that. I mean, it can come back out, but you don't really want that hassle. And it usually just pops in. Voila. Voila. Alright. Now we're going to take the motherboard, line that with the IO shield, place it on the standoffs, and then we're going to continue from there. About right. So we have to remove some standoffs that don't line up with the board. You want to make sure that standoffs line up with the holes. You don't want no extra standoffs in there that can cause a problem later on. They're coated, but it can cause a problem later on. So now what we're going to do is we're going to screw the board to the actual case. So it comes with a range of screws. You need to find the ones that go with this motherboard, basically. So there's a range of them. So you only need 6. And you don't want it to be too big. You want it to be just fits. Not fits. All I know is these screws go together. That's what you want. You don't want, all these screws are different. You don't want the ones with, you don't want no self-tappers. So get those out the way. Alright. You need, this motherboard takes 6. So you want 6 screws. I got all 6 screws lined up here that's going on this motherboard. Alright. You want to line the hole up. You want smooth. Alright. That. Wonderful.
Your hand just blocked America. No, just saying. The hand that you was leaning over here with.
Oh, dang. Yeah, so you want to get the right screw. So this motherboard. So these screws right here go to this case, basically. These ones right here. So we want to get 6 of those. Alright, gonna use 1, so I need 5.
Alright, so what we gotta do right now here?
We're doing some cable routing, so that when we get to doing when we start doing the power supply and the actual video card in the system, we don't have too many cables just sitting in the way, so it don't look like a bee's nest in here. So we're gonna run all the rest of the cables down the track in the back, through the back. So if you're looking at through the window, you don't see a lot of cables, because we already got a cable for the rear fan header back here that can't really be hidden because it's ketchup and mustard. But
We ain't gonna be able to see it anyway. What are you plugging it into right where?
yeah, the other fan header. So you got 2 fan headers. You got 2 extra fan headers. Most motherboards nowadays got like 2 extra fan headers, but they probably won't be able to get the RGB treatment though, because we got one here. The RGB.
Got one where?
You got one here, like these. This is for the power, and they're using
You said where was it at?
it's right here.
There.
Yeah. So this is for the CPU, and I guess they wanted where both of the fan headers had to be together. So this one had to be plugged into this one. Then you get one Molex cable, plug it in there. But the fan headers are separate. So yeah, that's that. There should be a diagram with the motherboard. So there's a diagram with the motherboard, but it also tell you right here on the motherboard which goes to what. So you can look at it. Tells you what goes into what. You should match this here. So like M.2 sockets and stuff like that. That's all with the motherboard. Yeah. CPU fan headers and stuff like that. Tell you where they go. And you match it up with that, so you got the panel. So it's like the first 2 is like power, positive power LED, negative power LED. Then you got power, ground that goes with the power switch. So you take the power switch, you'll look at here, and then it's like these 2, no, these 2, yeah. So black is usually ground. So you like if the ground is that, so the black is gonna be on the second one. So go 1, 2. Bada boom. Go to the next one. Power LED plus, minus LED. If I can move it right. got hard drive LED that goes on the back side.
So you said that goes right underneath them?
Yeah. Then we got the reset switch. So the ground of the reset switch goes first. To me, where's the audio? Alright, so the USB 3 is that. So there's a notch on there. There's a notch there. You match them up. Clicks in. Boom. That's quick. And then this goes to the USB port, which is right next to it. In case you got some zip ties. No zip ties for your cable management. So all these wires in the back, you can start zip tying them as soon as you get stuff plugged in that you're not gonna mess with again. So all these are the front panel cables. You're gonna zip tie them up. I say it gotta be about like 2. We got more. Just zip tie them up and keep them out the way. And then you worry about them later. Yeah, got some more back there too. Yeah, there we go. Right now we're plugging in the power cable to the whole motherboard. So there's a clip here, there's a port here that catches that. It's only one way to put it in there. And then this here is for, you know, the extension. It's not extension. Alright. You want to support the back of the board when you're clipping it in too. You don't want to just push it in there. You can damage the board like that. But right now we're having a malfunction. Yeah. Then you know, just put your finger right above, right underneath the board. Right around there. I got fat fingers. Don't judge me. Boom. Here we go. Boom. That's in there.
And now we're up.
The CPU cable, which is gonna be. You have a 6-pin. I mean, you got a 8-pin connector right here. So these two say CPU. We're gonna wire.
Pull them down here that says these say CPU.
Yeah, so
the cords.
the cord say CPU. Right. So there's a little trick that I caught by somebody else where they cut down on the wires and pretty much they put it behind the CPU, so it's really not in the way. So we're gonna loosen this up. Hopefully they don't fall out. Just enough to get this 8 caught. Yeah. Yeah, so Boom, boom. Put it around the back. Then we just go ahead and put these joints back in there. I'm trash. Good to go.
Alright,
You won't be good to go. You gotta install Windows. Windows, that takes forever.
I know. It's gonna be a whole night.
It's a coat. Yeah. We might have a problem. Yeah. Yeah. I really want to come park class.
So tell them how we had to get this mug in there.
Yeah, we had to do some bending. Some stuff had to get bent today. He's like, nah, this is preparation. You got
The Real Dragon, Vega 56. That motherfucker's massive. I don't think they thought about the fucking casing when they made that graphics card.
Yeah. All right, so you wanna put the screws in there. It's gonna take the second and the third bend on the case. So not the first one, but the second and the third. Yeah. I was looking at this case too, man. This case is hard. Trying to move. There we go. Tighten it. Alright, now we're gonna plug up the graphics card. So we got an A pin, as you can see. Power has to go like this. So you got a 4 pin. Then you got an 8 pin and a 6 pin.
So what is the extra one for?
This right here, this how it came.
So you don't need the extra?
Nah, it's like you got, just in case you got like 2 8 pins. This mug better work. I'm gonna insult my teacher. Everybody on YouTube don't get it. So all y'all getting a piece today. Now you told me that junk. I know it was you. No. At your own risk. Alright. Come on. Boom. So, well, these 4 too. Like, so you go and get a SSD. Since we can't use these, you just put them in this one, and instead, when you put a drive bay out, there'll be screw holes here. They'll line up to that SSD, and then you just put that in there, and put it back in the regular snap in. Plug it up to the back, because everything's getting plugged up in the back to cut down on the cable management here. Yeah. Alright, so to cut down on time to do this hard drive, what you want is your SATA cable, your SATA data cable, because we got the hard drive stuff all going through the back already. So you want to take one of these. You got two of them. So just in case you got a hard drive and a disk drive, because disk drive is going to use the same thing. If you get a disk, when you get the Blu-ray, you're going to plug it up, bump like that, goes to the back, under here to the motherboard, which you have these 4 ports here, but you also got 2 underneath the graphics card. All right, so the ones underneath the graphics card is you got a SATA 6 and 5. 1 and 2 are over here. So we're using one, and you're gonna use one for the hard drive. If you have an SSD, I recommend you just get an M.2, which plugs right above the graphics card. So use this, it's a little thing right there, slides in one way. Take the screw, lock it down, you got an SSD, and it doesn't have to be on a hard drive. This right here is good for storage because it's huge, but it's still slow. It's gonna be slower than if you got like a SSD. I think this right here is hybrid drive though. So it's gonna have some speed, just not it's gonna be as fast as SSD. Yeah, like I got like SSD turn on your PC like 10 seconds, it'll be up and running.
I need to do the SSD.
SSD.
And you said when I do get it, just snap it on and I'll just slide it in.
If you got an M.2, you just pop it in there and you're good to go. If you get the one that's like a hard drive, you're just gonna put it on here. It should come with screws. It's gonna have these four holes in the middle because usually they're laptop hard drive size, so it'll fit right in there. But with this here, these outer holes for that, they got these little pins in here to hold the hard drive in, but they're not recommended to actually have the hold, like to fully hold the hard drive in. So you probably need some screws for that too. But when we're doing the hard drive, we want everything to go to the back. So you'll take out the cage, have this facing the back. These pins go through those holes to hold the hard drive in. Boom. Yeah. So like right here, you see there's these 4 holes right here. If you want to, I mean this is in there. It's in there good, but if you want to, these 4 holes, the outer holes, are for the 3.5 hard drive. If you got an SSD or laptop hard drive that's 2.5, these metal holes are going to be what you're going to use. And since we're not using this bay here anymore, you'll have to use those ports because this isn't going to reach. And then you'll just take that, slide it in, snap it in. It's not going nowhere because it's got pins in there. It's just not as secure if you didn't have screws. So,
alright.
But then we'll take your SATA cable. So you got 2 SATA cables. One's a right angle, and then one straight. Alright. So for a right angle, it would be it'd be good if you got the right angle, because then you can just put the SATA port. If the SATA port's like these ones under the graphics card here, if you were in a different case, you could just use this, come around the corner, and it will snap right in. But you don't have that kind of case. You can still use them for that though. You can have it going underneath the motherboard here, where it says SATA 1. And you can go a little lower. You can click it in. Then on the back of
that one click in. So we heard that click in.
Yeah, they all make a little noise. But and then there's one that matches it on the back of the hard drive. Pull the hard drive out. So on the back of the hard drive, there's only one way for these cables to go in. So you see the little L right there. You got an L right there. put it in, click. Now this one right here, you got a bunch of them with the power supply. So we can go with right here, which is also a SATA cable, but this is called a SATA power cable. It's in the same shape. So you got, it's an L or a 7, whatever you want to say. There's one there. There's one there too. So just go in there, click. You're good to go. Pop it in there. The drive's plugged up to the motherboard, to the power supply. All the stuff's plugged up except for your RGB lights. So we just plug up to my RGB lights in here. This one here, I'm not going to plug this one up. It'll mess up everything. It'll mess up the look. But this one right here is just right here on the edge. So we can plug this one up. And this is actually going to the front. But for those, take these old timey cables like this right here. So with the old timey cables, the Molex is whatever they're called, you'll just take that and you'll plug that right into this. It's only one way it'll go. So it only goes one way. So you're gonna match up that. Boom. So you got that in there. Now you can put these other drive bays in here because you might want to get some more hard drives in there.
So more hard drives wouldn't make it faster. You'll still need an SSD.
Yeah, that's just more storage. The more hard drives, more storage. You know, everything has its limit. So, like even like you don't want to go too high with the RAM. Like 16 gigs is good. You start going too high with the RAM, and your boot time is gonna go down. I just hope that this case is gonna close, because this right here is like hard, and it's out like that. Might have to bend it when you put the case on like that. All right. So for some of this more of this cable management though. All these cables in the back here.
So they got to connect to anything else?
Nah, everything's good now. You can take these cables though, and you can zip tie them up. That's what all these zip ties are for. Like, you got light in the front, so I plug up the power to the one in the front. But to get power to this one back here, you're probably gonna need that extender.
Alright.
Or I'll have to, cause this is the only one with the Molex cable on it. All the rest of them.
Alright, so there you have it. The January 2019 PC build. I'm still stuck in 2018. What the fuck? But as you can see, Vega 56, and the only thing that I don't really like about it is that it doesn't do 4K 60 frames. It only does 30.
Yeah, that could be your monitor. You know, like some monitors at 4K they're locked at 30 FPS. So you gotta check your monitors on refresh rate at like high frames for high resolutions. So might not be that. But that probably won't get you too much over 30. This is the Vega 64 for.
You know, we built with the Vega 56, so are you team AMD or you still sticking with NVIDIA?
You know, I'm gonna keep on watching, this NVIDIA right now. It's ray tracing, starting to change the
Change the game.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I might just wait for that RX 3080.
Hold on, though. What about when AMD come out with these new graphics cards next month? They're supposed to blow AMD out the water. They're supposed to blow NVIDIA out the water.
Nah, they ain't gonna come out next month.
They ain't gonna come out next month.
Now the Radeon 7 come out next month, I think, but they can't do ray tracing.
Can't do ray tracing.
It's like it might give you some, it's gonna give you some frames, but it ain't gonna give you that fidelity. So like, I'm like trying to PC game, I want my fidelity. I don't really play shooters.
Why don't you break it down to us what the fidelity is?
Like stuff that looks good, you know. Like if you playing a game like Destiny or something like that, you wanna have your high refresh rate. You want it to be fast paced. You want it to be like 1-to-1 when you move in and all that. When you playing a game like GTA, you want it to look pretty. You want it, you want explosions to be like.
Hey, you know what though? Man, I definitely.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know if it's as good as ray tracing, but it's definitely better than the motherfucking regular PC that I was gaming on before. This is a gaming PC, and the motherfucker puts out. So I can't say that about AMD, but I don't know about the ray tracing. I gotta check out that video when you show it to me.
Yeah. I mean, like some of those, most games don't got ray tracing. So right now, for a while, I'll say, what you got right now, that's all you gonna need.
So what about the all the game creators are switching to something that's based on AMD's system, all the game makers in the future?
That's because of console and stuff like that. But AMD gonna do ray tracing. They gonna say some stuff like that. They actually got cards that do ray trace. It's just not real time. Like I think this can do ray tracing, just not real time. Like there's no I think they said something about filters. It's like there's a denoising filter that they need for them to actually do it properly. But like they got stuff. They've been I think they had a program called Raise where they had like the professional cars do, which is like the pro models. They're not the gaming though.
Well, that's gonna be it. So now you guys know how to build your own gaming PC. I hope we helped you out. I hope we answered a couple questions and broadened your horizon on this gaming shit, on PC building shit, whichever one you want to call it. But so if y'all ever need a PC build, you know, I'm HWLRADIO.com on Instagram.
Need more money on Instagram.
And just hit us up, inbox us, motherfucking DM, whatever the fuck y'all want to call it. And that's about it, man. We out of here.
Don't forget to like, subscribe.
Like, share, and subscribe. Because
Because
everybody want to know how to build. And you don't got to share it because you can charge the motherfuckers.